Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's childcare programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
Before we get started, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Capital Truthline, and turn on notifications because the mainstream media is not going to break this down for you the way we're about to right now.
I'm here with Assistant Secretary Alex Adams. Alex oversees the Administration for Children and Families. Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's childcare programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
My office, ACF, provides Minnesota $185 million in child care funds each year. That money should be helping 19,000 American children, including toddlers and infants. Any dollar stolen by fraudsters is stolen from those children. Yesterday, I spoke directly with the director of the Minnesota Child Care Services Office. She could not tell me with confidence whether those allegations of fraud are isolated or whether there's fraud stretching statewide.
Today, we have taken 3 direct actions against the blatant fraud that seems to be rampant in Minnesota. First, I have activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF child care payments across America. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment. Second, I have just signed and sent a demand letter to Governor Walz. I required a full 360 review of these centers. This includes attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections.
And third, we've launched a dedicated fraud reporting hotline and email address at childcare.gov. Whether you're a parent, a provider, a member of the public, we want to hear from you. Let me be crystal clear. ACF expects every state to uphold the highest standards of oversight, monitoring, and accountability for federal dollars. Minnesota is no exception.
We're committed to holding bad actors accountable. Regardless of rank or office, anyone who's involved in perpetrating this fraud against the American people should expect to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
I just watched this committee hearing clip, and let me tell you something straight up. This wasn't about protecting kids. This was about weaponizing Jeffrey Epstein to score political points and derail legislation Republicans brought forward. What you saw was a classic Washington move. Democrats, led by Jamie Raskin, try to hijack a bill that deals with immigration and unaccompanied minors by attaching an amendment demanding the release of all Epstein files before the bill could even take effect. Sounds noble on the surface, right? Transparency, accountability, protecting children. But dig one layer deeper, and the real motive becomes obvious. Raskin didn't come in there to have a serious, focused discussion about child trafficking. He came in to relitigate Donald Trump, to smear Republicans, and to turn a legislative markup into a political circus. He spent more time ranting about Trump, Alex Acosta, and conspiracy-laced speculation than he did addressing the actual bill in front of the committee. Republicans weren't blocking transparency. They pointed out something very basic and very important. This amendment had nothing to do with the bill's purpose under House rules. Congress has procedures for a reason. If you let every member tack on unrelated demands, nothing ever passes. Oversight already has an active investigation. Depositions are scheduled. The FBI director is coming in to testify. That's the proper lane. Instead of working through oversight, Democrats tried to force a poison pill amendment that would delay child protection legislation indefinitely unless Republicans agreed to their political framing. That's not courage. That's legislative hostage-taking. And let's talk about the hypocrisy for a second. If Democrats truly cared about Epstein transparency, where was this urgency when they controlled the House, the Senate, and the White House? Where were the full releases then? You didn't hear this fire and brimstone rhetoric when it might have implicated powerful people across the political spectrum. The truth is, Epstein was protected by elites on both sides. Bureaucrats failed. Prosecutors failed. Institutions failed. Conservatives should be the first to say yes, expose corruption, expose predators, expose anyone who covered it up. But we're not going to allow Democrats to use victims as props to score cheap shots or sabotage unrelated legislation. Republicans held the line. They followed the rules. They said investigate Epstein the right way, through oversight without derailing laws meant to protect children right now. That's governing. That's discipline. That's the difference between performance politics and actually doing the job. The American people don't need grandstanding. They need results. They need borders secured, kids protected, traffickers punished, and the truth exposed without political games. And that's exactly why hearings like this matter and why you need channels like Capital Truthline cutting through the noise.